Hello everyone, I'm Captain Indifferent and this is episode 2 in my Final Fantasy XIV Sprout series. In this video, we're going to go over the Final Fantasy XIV title screen for the free trial and complete edition. We'll be doing an overview of the options you have at the title screen and character creation. As always, I'm going to keep this as brief as possible without leaving anything important out, so let's get to it. When we left off last time, we were getting ready to press the play button in the launcher. So let's click it and get in there. You'll soon be greeted by the title screen. For the free trial, it will look like this. For Shadowbringers, if you idle on the title screen for 1 minute, it will play the full trailer for A Realm Reborn on the trial, and Shadowbringers for Shadowbringers. Going over the options here, we'll be skipping Start for now, so first up we have Data Center. This will let you choose which data center you would like to play on. Data centers are essentially groups of servers that can interact with each other. We'll go over servers at the end of character creation. If you're playing by yourself, just pick one in your region. If you have friends that you're looking to play with on a specific data center, make sure you choose the same data center as them. Once you start the game on a character, they will be bound to the data center and server you've chosen, and you must pay $18 to transfer a character off of it using the home world transfer system in the Mog Station. You can travel between servers in the same data center for free by using the Aetheryte in one of the 3 main cities, but while away from your home world, there are some limitations. I'll put the link to the play guide entry that explains the world visit system in the description. Once Endwalker releases, they will be adding a data center visit system, but we don't know exactly what limitations will be in place for it. The data center with the star is the one selected, so change it or leave it, and let's move on. Next, we have videos. Here, you can view the opening movie, which is essentially the A Realm Reborn trailer, but shortened and narrated to explain the events of the original Final Fantasy XIV 1.0 that have led to the story in A Realm Reborn. I strongly recommend watching the A Realm Reborn trailer before the opening movie if you plan on doing either. Likewise, the Heavensward trailer will play if you select that option, but spoiler warning for the events leading up to Heavensward. You've been warned. In the paid versions, if you play a video, it also changes the title screen to that expansion's title screen, which is a nice addition. If only they gave you the option to lock it so it doesn't reset to Shadowbringers every time you boot it back up. Spoiler warnings for the Stormblood and Shadowbringers trailers as well, but I do recommend logging out to watch these once you reach the corresponding expansion in the main scenario questline. Next, we'll go over configuration. This opens the system configuration window that will let you change all manner of options that affect the game and how it runs and plays. Display options, sound options, graphics settings, mouse settings, gamepad settings, theme settings, other settings, and accessibility settings. You can also see your FPS in the top right of the window. I suggest going through and setting these up before starting as best you can, though you can see how certain options affect the game a little better while you're actually playing. Exit, as I'm sure you can guess, closes the game. That's not what you're here for though, it's time to click Start. Now you'll come to the character selection screen. Here, you can click World to change which world's character list you're viewing. For newcomers, this choice doesn't matter, as choosing a world here doesn't mean that the character you create will end up on that world. The cogs in the upper right corner are for backing up character settings in case they get reset, or if you need to transfer your settings to a new PC. Doesn't apply to us at the moment, so time to click New Character. If you have saved character appearance data from a character you've made before, you'll get this alert. We're starting from scratch, so I'm leaving the box unchecked and clicking OK. On this screen, you'll start creating your character. All of the races are laid out on the right, and mousing over or selecting the male or female icons will give you a general idea of how they look and will change the race description on the left side of the screen. On the free trial, you won't have access to the Hrothgar or Viera options, and they will be grayed out. I'll give you a look at them really quick though. Feel free to pause and take a look. Once you select a race and hit the confirm button, you'll see the clan selection screen. Each race has 2 clans to choose from. each with their own backgrounds for flavor. The clans also changed some cosmetic options available in the following step. You will see starting attributes at the end of the description, but they don't really matter long term. So don't worry about them and pick whichever race and clan you like. Now the fun part, creating your character's appearance. There's a large amount of customization to play around with, so I won't be going in depth with too much, but I will point out a few things. Each clan changes certain aspects of the race's features. Some are subtle, like a Dunesfolk Lalafel's eyes being different from a Plainsfolk's for lore reasons. Some are a little more pronounced, like a Wildwood Ellison wears ear clasps, whereas Duskwights do not. Some are pretty drastic, like a Hyr Highlander being 7 inches taller at their tallest, having very rugged features, and they even have a different standing animation than the Midlander. Another example is how the Lost Hrothgar have the option of having horns, and the Helions do not. Also, each clan will almost always have different facial or other features, and different tattoos than the other. Some other neat options to note include how you can click the Odd Eyes box in eye color and have different colored eyes. If your Makote's hair has highlights, some tail options will include the highlight color at the end of their tail. The Aurok can have more pronounced limbal rings around the iris of their eyes, which you can also color for even more unique looks. A Hrothgar's version of highlights changes the color of their fur pattern. If you turn the pattern off in fur color, it removes it, in case you wish to do so. Lastly, when deciding on a voice, you're not choosing a type for each emote, but the emotes at the top let you sample how the selected type sounds for each one. Once you're done, it will ask you if you want to save the appearance data in case you want to create the same character on another server or use it as a template in the future. Do yourself a favor and save it in case something happens in a following step. Next up is your character's date of birth. This doesn't have any effect on anything, so choose one and continue. Then you choose their patron deity. There's a little description about each one, but this also has no real effect, aside from the possibly hearing your deity's name pop up every so often, being able to go, "Hey, I know them." After that, you will choose your starting class. Each class is tied to one of 3 city-states. Gladiator, Pugilist, and Thaumaturge are tied to Ul'dah, the desert city. Marauder and Arcanist start in Limsa, the coastal city, while Lancer, Archer, and Conjurer start in Gridania, the woodland city. Hovering over or selecting each class will show their class and city-states descriptions. Each class can be divided into roles and jobs. Roles are your standard tanks, DPS, and healers. Jobs are an upgraded form of the starting class, bearing perhaps more recognizable names. The tank classes are Gladiator and Marauder, which become Paladin and Warrior. The melee DPS classes are Pugilist and Lancer, which become Monk and Dragoon. The only ranged DPS class you can start as is Archer, which becomes Bard. The magic classes are a little different. Conjurer and Thaumaturge are healer and magic DPS classes, respectively, becoming White Mage and Black Mage. Arcanist is unique, in that it can upgrade into both a healer and magic DPS class in the form of Scholar and Summoner. To give you a better idea of what the jobs look like, under Attire at the bottom of the screen, if you've been paying attention to it, the job option has been grayed out until now. By selecting it, it will display the selected class's level 50 job gear. With all that in mind, choose the class you wish to play, and we're on to the last step. Time to choose your homeworld or main server you wish to play on. Again, if you have friends you wish to play with, select the server they are on. Otherwise, it's up to you. When finalizing your choice, you may receive an error that says new characters cannot be made on this world at this time. It will make you select a homeworld again, and it will have an option to refresh the list, and the available servers will be highlighted. You can refresh this list once every 3 minutes, but with any luck, your server will be available soon. It is recommended that if you have trouble starting on your desired server, log on early in the morning around 3 or 4 a.m. to try for the server you want. Most of the time, all servers will be available around then. This issue is why I recommended saving your character appearance before. Either way, once you successfully secure your server, it will ask you if you're ready to begin a new game. Hit OK, and it will either start you right into the opening, or you will be put into a queue to log in. Either way, welcome to Eorzea. That's all for the second video in the Sprout series. Thank you for watching. Check the description for any helpful links I've included, and if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below or join my Discord. In the next video, we're going to do our last out-of-game video for a while, where I'll show you how to navigate the lodestone and how you can access some helpful guides to look up information and answer any questions you have about the game, aside from asking me. The video after that, however, we're going to do a quick overview of levels 1 through 10 and how I recommend you explore your starting city. As always, I hope this was helpful and you enjoy Eorzea. See you next time.